Hi guys, and welcome to Guide to Florida. This is my first ever video and I'm really excited. This is something I've wanted to do for absolutely ages. I've been going to Florida now for over the past 10 years or so, on and off. It's my favourite place in the whole wide world. It's so much more than just Disney and Universal, and it is the best holiday destination, in my opinion, in the world. Now, over the next few months and the next few years, I will be going through the best flights for you to get, where to stay, where to get your tickets from, the parks, which rides to go on, where to eat, what to do off the beaten track, and everything to do with Florida. So today I thought, what is the best way to start this series of vlogs about Florida? So first of all, you've got to get there. So really, you've not got a lot of choice about how you're going to get there. It's not like Disneyland Paris. You can't choose, if you live in the UK, you can't just choose to drive there or get the Eurotunnel. You're going to have to fly. Now, obviously, it is not the cheapest thing to do. Flying to Florida can be a very expensive deal. Although, having just searched around and having the experience of booking flights many times to Florida, we have come up with some good tips for you guys on where is best to fly into. But I'm not going to advertise companies, but maybe give you some hints about who to fly with. So I was just having a look at some different times for this coming year, 2018 to 19. Obviously, we're sort of bang in the middle of the summer season right now, so I was going to start looking at October. October is a massive time in Florida. If you don't know, the Americans are huge on Halloween. They have some fantastic events, such as Mickey's Not So Scary, which we were lucky enough to go to last year, and it is absolutely worth the money. And Universal have their Halloween Horror Nights, and down in Tampa, Busch Gardens have their Howler's Scream. Now, what I thought I would look to do is try to work out, is it best to fly direct, or is it best to try and just maybe get a connecting flight somewhere? So, having a look at October, and when the children are off at October half term, I sort of found flights for around about £1,000 return. So, and a lot of the big companies, you know, your well-known airlines are very, very similar. There are a couple who have come onto the scene recently with their transatlantic flights who are a little bit cheaper. Now, you can connect to Dublin. We have done this in the past. Certain airlines will allow you to book flights with Aer Lingus, and you can fly into Dublin, and you can do all your passport clearance and all your US customs in Dublin. It's fantastic. So you take your little flight from Gatwick or wherever you fly from into Dublin. You do all your American clearance, all your US customs in Dublin. So when you get into America, you don't have to waste your time with the customs. And the customs is horrendous. We have spent sometimes up to 2 hours just trying to get through customs. It's sometimes been the longest queue of the holidays. So October, we're looking at around about £1,000. However, that is when the kids are off. And if you want, and you are a couple who are not looking to travel with children, I would desperately recommend you to not fly when the kids are off. The prices are jacked up. We all know this. It's not necessarily the best thing ever, but we've got to live with it. It's supply and demand. When there's more people wanting to fly, they're going to put the prices up. So that's October. Moving on to December, people, you might think, well, I don't want to go on holiday in December, but Florida is an all year round destination. Florida is still very, very warm in the winter. They have about 2 cold days a year. They say that's their winter. They might have a frost 2 days of a year. But apart from that, it is very much so a warm destination all year. It's not unseen or unheard of to get temperatures of 90 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. So it is, you could still attend the water parks even in December. So December, I've never been out to Florida in December, just because we like to be at home for Christmas. But I know a lot of people who have been over there and have enjoyed it. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom is supposed to be fantastic, and we will discuss these events in a vlog in the future. So looking at the prices for flying over to Florida in December, these are mega expensive. I didn't quite realise how expensive it is to fly to Florida in that time of year. We are looking at sort of like a £1,500 return for economy. But again, I advise you to shop around, look at the different destinations that you can find, see which company's offering what, and I'd always try and do it yourselves. Try and just book the flight yourself instead of going through a travel maker, because they like to bundle everything in together. You might be able to do it cheaper if you do it separately. That's how we've done it in the past. So the next half term is February half term. So again, if you're travelling with kids, February is a nice time to go. Again, it's still quite warm, always will be in Florida, so don't worry about that. Again, if you want to fly when the children are off, the prices are quite expensive. However, again, if you go the week before or the week after the children get back, the prices do go down. Now, many British holiday makers go over to Florida in Easter, mainly because it's not as hot as it is in summer. It's not quite as humid, so it's quite a good time to take children over, because it can get a lot for children, the heat. It can make them tired. If you want to get the best of the experience, then please, I'd advise Easter is a very good time of year to go. However, again, it is quite expensive if you fly from Saturday the children break off and come back the Saturday before the children go back. That gives you a 2-week period. Again, you're looking at £1,400 return for an adult, which again is a lot of money for what is just a flight. For the journey, it's a lot of money, but again, it is what it is. If you are willing to travel without children, or you don't have children to travel with, then by all means go a different time of year. Be aware, just try and keep up to date if you can when the Americans have their holidays. So for example, the US colleges or universities have spring break, and that means a lot of students flock to Florida in that time of year. It doesn't always coincide with ours. Sometimes it's a little bit later, but just be aware, because that means the parks may be very busy. And they do have a couple of events on that time of year, like for example, Epcot has the Flower and Garden Festival, and that can mean that Epcot gets very busy. So the last sort of period I was going to look at is July next year. Now, July is 11 months away, so people who are going this time next year, you'll start to look at your flights. I was just having a quick look, and you can only get the single flight out at the minute. That's all they're advertising. They aren't advertising the inbound flights back to the UK. So give it another couple of weeks and they will be back on. We are looking to go back to Florida next August, and we'll be looking in September for next August. So if that gives you a good time frame, if you're looking to book, you can book about 11 months in advance for your flights. Okay, and the same with anything, the earlier you get them, the cheaper they're going to be. If you leave it to last minute, they are going to be expensive, and they do sell out quick. I've never been on an empty flight to Florida, I can promise you that. Looking at the singles, if you are just going to fly to Florida and then you're going to try and work out a different way to get back, you might fly with a different company. You might fly up to somewhere like JFK or Philadelphia, or even down to Miami and then fly back. I noticed that we're one travel company that it's really expensive to go just as a single ticket, and that is nearly as much as some of the return flights. I've found some return flights for £900 in October, whereas just getting a single next July would be £1,300. So it's you've got to take care with this. Make sure you're getting the best deal for your money. Where to fly into? Florida is obviously a big place. Most people go for the parks, which are located in the Orlando area. So most people straight away will fly into Orlando. Mostly I have as well. It's easiest, especially if you're staying at Disney. You can get the Magical Express straight from the airport straight into your hotel. Now, we've also flown into Tampa. British Airways offer a service into Tampa, and we have found Tampa to be a very, very good airport. It's very, very quiet, and that means going through security is so much easier. Getting food, things like that, it's so much more easier. It's so much more relaxed. It's very, very quiet, very, very chill. It's a nice way to just start your holiday, not worrying about crowds straight away, and it's also quite calm leaving. You've not got to deal with lots of crowds, and if you suffer with crowd anxiety, then that might be something you want to think about. That Tampa's possibly a quieter airport to go. Tampa's about an hour from the Central Florida theme park area. So if you're staying in that kind of area, if you've got a villa or anything, then just be aware it would be about an hour's drive if you are renting a vehicle. So it's just something to be aware of. Although I have found that sometimes they can be cheaper flights. Next year when we're flying out, we are going to be going into Orlando, however, because we are looking to stay at Disney. And as I said, you can get the free shuttle bus to your hotel that you're staying at, called the Magical Express, and that is only available at Orlando International, not at Tampa or Sanford. Basically, guys, it's just going to be a quick vlog today. This is my first one, so if I seem a little bit jumpy and nervous, that's why. I'll be doing lots more. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be doing another one. I'm going to go on to where to stay in Florida, okay, because you're going to have your flights, you're going to be over there, but now you're going to need to know where to stay. So we're going to be talking about the resort areas of Disney. We're going to be talking about Universal as well. Universal are building hotels like nobody's business. They are building hotel after hotel after hotel, and they are fantastic. Okay, and we're going to discuss villas as well, and some of the websites that you can go on to find the villas, and some of the ones that we've stayed at, and our personal experience of villas as well. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing another one tomorrow, and this is Guide to Florida. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.